like a quick few minutes of mindfulness practice. Maybe they have a better one here. To start out your group, oh, of course, there's no internet today. Why would things actually work? So here's the one that I'm used to, if I downloaded it properly. That's what I thought. And it gives me 5 minutes. I'm supposed to like get all zen. Or you can go in on somebody live. Have you seen the live ones? There's like all these Buddhist monks. Look.
What is gripping your heart right now?
Have you ever done yoga where they do those like live rounds of joy?
Yeah.
Oh, so what? Yeah, you must have had like a open-minded-ish high school.
Okay. It was a Catholic school.
That's
I did
why.
have a yoga class. Well, I have a class where we did yoga.
So here is where, like, if you were to work for hospice as a social worker, that's where they do up the bodies. You ever seen that?
Why did you have to go there?
They are trying to sell us on their services. Like, we tell the family about, like, here's a brand new place, it's family owned, perfectly clean and brand new builds, and here's all the, like, urns. You put ashes. Well, I think the urns are here. Yeah, there's urns. And then that's the crematorium. Isn't it? I said, do you mind if I take a picture? They're like, I guess. I'm the supervisor, so I should have been normal. I was the only. So yeah. All right, we're into group stages of storming and norming now, which I know we've already gone through some. Let's see if I can get it to just play. We'll probably review it, but here's where we'll start. How is your highs and lows of the week? I should say that. You were sick, I feel like.
Yeah,
remember.
I was sick.
Was that a week ago I saw you on Friday
Probably, yeah.
or Tuesday? Might have been Tuesday. It just feels that long ago.
No, last Friday I didn't come to class.
But I saw you walking there.
Yeah. Friday. No, that was Monday.
Okay.
No, it was Wednesday.
I might have come up here Monday too,
that
right?
was Tuesday.
Okay.
Because I was getting out of Beyonce's class.
Oh, that's right. We got Tiona. Hello, Tiona.
But like last Friday, I felt terrible.
Okay.
So bad.
It was a bad one.
And then it was like I was getting better. And then I got worse. But
All congestion related?
it was like, I can't even explain it because it was like nothing was hurting, but I knew I had a fever because I was really hot. I had a fever, and it's like my throat felt weird.
Okay.
But it wasn't like hurting, it felt like abnormally like numb. And
Is
then,
it from the train derailment? Is that what everybody's saying?
no, I think it's 'cause,
Okay.
like I'm not from here and the weather changing so drastically
Yes.
was annoying. And
Yes.
I was trying
Okay.
to do what my boyfriend was trying to tell me to do. Like he told me to put on some socks and be warm, and I'm like, I don't want to put on those socks. But then when I put on the socks, I did feel bad. But
Okay.
yeah,
That can happen.
and I don't like taking medicine like at all.
I don't either. I'm right there with you.
Like I feel like my ancestors didn't have access to medicine,
True.
and they overcame sickness. So
Right. Like it's food can be medicine. I have
Yeah.
definitely heard food can be medicine.
Like I was eating spoonfuls of honey.
Okay,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah. So it eventually got you out of the funk somehow. Okay.
And I actually was trying to look for jobs,
Oh.
social work jobs that
Whoa.
in holistic medicine
Okay.
and holistic practices.
And there was some.
I didn't really find any.
Okay.
But
Right.
I watched a TV shows called Private Practice, and there was this guy.
I didn't
He
know
was
they
a
had that.
doctor. He was a doctor, and he would, instead of using medicine to treat his cancer patients and stuff, he would help them with different herbs and stuff like that. And I just thought that was cool.
Yeah, that is.
But
That
then I
is.
was also thinking, because I don't know, I really don't know what I want to do. I just want to do a bunch of different stuff. But I've been watching this
With life.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was watching this firefighter show, and I'm like, dang, I wonder if they have victim specialists and social workers in fire departments after.
A first responder social worker.
Yeah.
Yep. They do in the police department for sure. I had a friend who would see at his practice called, oh my gosh, Beckett Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
He saw first responders, military, police, and firefighters, if that's what you're saying. That was his specialty area. Now, he kind of got burnt out and quit, and he wants to go back, and they blacklisted him. They won't hire him.
What?
Yeah. So that's the weird thing about social work is they can blacklist you, which I think is weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
I think that they shouldn't blacklist people. All right. Well, even though we don't have internet, I luckily have already loaded this, and I'm going to start with this if that's okay with you. It's another short slide on storming and norming. Now it doesn't want to work. Of course, it's working right when I want to stop it, and now it doesn't want to work.
As we look at the objectives for the week, I want to remind you to review the chapters for the week prior to viewing the lecture, as it is intended to supplement your reading. By the end of the week, you should be able to identify behavior that may be considered resistance during the storming stage, describe how peer relationships develop in the storming stage, and distinguish among the first stages of groups, including forming, storming, and norming. First, let's review the 5 stages of group development that we're looking at during these 3 weeks.
5 stages of
The
group
stages
development.
include the initial stage of forming, which we discussed last week, and is characterized by initial caution associated with any new experience. During the forming stage, members may attempt to avoid being rejected by others, and may be superficial, centering conversations on historical or future events that don't necessarily have a direct impact on the group experience. With respect to tasks during the forming stage, remember that the group must deal with apprehension, as well as review member goals and contracts, specify rules, set limits, and promote positive interchange among members. This week, we're going to talk about the next 2 stages, storming and norming. And then next week, we'll wrap up by talking about the working and closing stages, also known as performing and adjoining. So first today, we will look at the storming stage and talk a little bit about member behavior here. As the group transitions from the initial forming stage to the next stage, which is storming, group members may begin to compete with one another to find their place in the group. Peer relationships may be uncomfortable as the group struggles over power and control, and may be characterized by anxiety, resistance, defensiveness, conflict, and confrontation. The storming stage helps bridge the group closer to a time of productivity, and although it may be uncomfortable, it is necessary in the development of a successful group. Primary tension is what members are likely to experience during the first session, and primary tension is concerned with the kind of awkwardness that comes with strange situations. Secondary tension, in contrast, deals with intra-group conflict and is what we see in the storming stage. With the help of group leaders, members work through non-productive ways of relating and begin to establish new patterns and a role in the group. The issue of power is central to the storming stage and refers to the capacity to bring about certain intended consequences in the behavior of others. In response to the struggle for power, group members may at first attempt to address the issue through old approaches, like fighting or withdrawing. And because members are still just beginning to get to know one another, there's very little trust established in the group during the storming stage. Members may exhibit resistance to change through behaviors like intellectualizing, questioning, or advice giving, as well as band-aiding, where members prevent others from expressing their emotional pain by trying to soothe a calm member who may actually benefit from exploring themselves more deeply.
So these are all the different things that after forming, that's the first stage of group we were going over for like the first month. Now storming is like when folks can start to battle each other, start to fight, they give these other ones, intellectualizing, questioning, maybe give advice to just like avoid having to be a part of the group or practice as part of the group.
Other resistant behavior may be seen through dependency or members who monopolize group time, and also through an attack on the group leader, which may come as a result of subgrouping, fear of intimacy, or extra-group socializing. There are many strategies for working through the interpersonal and intrapersonal group issues that occur during the storming stage, which may include inviting a process observer to come provide feedback on what he or she sees occurring within the group. This neutral third party can help spark conversations, which might allow members to attempt to change behaviors or modify ways of interacting. Working through the storming stage will result in members having a greater capacity for productive work by having established emotional space for one another. The interdependency among group members and the stability of the group as a whole cannot deepen until issues within the group surface are acknowledged and are dealt with. The work that occurs during the storming stage allows for the group to progress to the norming stage, and ultimately this is the work that allows for productivity and success in the long term. As we move to the norming stage, group norming refers to the we-ness that describes group identity or cohesiveness that's now possible once the group has resolved the storming stage. During this stage, peer relationships are categorized by an increased sense of identification, where members begin to see themselves as being similar to one another. Members are also more likely to work harmoniously with each other, displaying high levels of cooperation and collaboration during the stage. Cohesion describes a sense of groupness that promotes high morale, trust, and solidarity. Cohesive groups are more effective in their communication patterns and also tend to have more fun, but there can also be pitfalls. For instance, a group that's highly cohesive may avoid addressing anything that could potentially be upsetting in an attempt to maintain that positive atmosphere. But ultimately, this detracts from the overall success of the group and its members.
So that's an interesting point. Like if everybody's too friendly and you all get along so well, you aren't going to like hold one another accountable and like fight and stuff. Like a good disagreement. So, but if they also disagree too much, they also won't do that because they don't feel comfortable doing that.
With respect to tasks, during the norming stage, group members learn to regulate, evaluate, and coordinate their efforts. They do so by showing support, empathizing, facilitating discussion, and providing self-disclosures which reveal information about themselves to other group members. The norming stage results in a group that feels connected and is able to move on to concentrate on being productive rather than protecting themselves. Norming allows group members to clear their minds, reassess their goals, feel good about themselves, and make new plans for the working stage of the group. So here we are again, ready for our second video clip, looking at leading in the here and now. This 1 hour section is called Transition and Flight. And you will again need to log in using your username and password in order to access the video.
I don't think this one works, but I'm going to try it anyway. Skip
Video.
verification. Internet doesn't want to work well.
who is going to illustrate these next two stages for us of storming and norming, and also provides a nice model for strong group leadership. Please make sure to take the time to review this video, whether it be in short segments or the full hour in one sitting, and look specifically for issues related to struggles for power, issues of anxiety, and later an increased sense of identification and cooperation and collaboration among group members.
And then the last one. Oh shit, I already popped it. Let's try it again. There we go.
This final slide compares each of the three stages that we've discussed through these lectures. I encourage you to review the information carefully and make sure that you can distinguish among the three stages thus far.
Forming, storming, norming.
Remember that forming is characterized by initial caution associated with any new experience and an attempt to avoid being rejected by others. During this stage, group members try to be superficial and center conversation around historical or events that do not have a direct impact on the group. During this stage, members must deal with apprehension, review member goals and contracts, specify rules, set limits, and promote a positive interchange among members. We've seen that the storming stage is characterized by a time of conflict and anxiety. During this stage, the group moves from the primary tension that comes with the awkwardness around any new experience to now secondary tension, which has to relationships within the group. During the storming stage, there's an attempt to balance between too much and too little tension, as we talked about with cohesion. And group members tend to be more anxious in their interactions, and power is a main concern here. During the norming stage, there is a strong sense of we-ness that comes when individuals feel a sense of belonging. High levels of enthusiasm and cooperation are also during this stage. Group members begin to identify with one another, and the relationships may benefit from hope, cooperation, collaboration, and cohesion. During the norming stage, group members agree on norms, accept prescriptive and proscriptive norms, and there's a heavy emphasis on commitment. This serves to conclude our lecture on storming and norming through this review of all three stages thus far.
So those are the first three stages of group work. You're going to hear this up and down all the way throughout, both undergraduate and graduate school. So this will be on like the licensure exam and things of that nature. But before you guys lead a group, I wanted us to get through forming, storming, norming, and the last one's adjourning. Some folks do have other ones that are useful there, but that's why I often show the clip from Remember the Titans to go through all of them. Today, I do not think that our internet wants to work for us. So, any questions? Like clear as mud, right? Clear as a whistle. Who is CSU4? Is that a type of internet that we have? Our internet sucks.
It does. And they be posting, talking about we have new connection, new and better connection, and
Please use that.
Like, why are y'all promoting that when it doesn't even work?
I know. Very
and
good
those aren't
question.
supposed to work anymore. You're supposed to be using CSU Connect, and that is not even popping up on your thing.
I almost want to use this, the old-fashioned hotspot. Here we go. Hotspot. Excuse me. But you picked a date you wanted to lead a group. I forget which one it was. Probably the first day of spring or last day before.
March 15th.
Okay. That's good. No, that's a good.
Like, people were asking, like, what's the last day when they can leave the group?
Ideally, we want to get them all done in March and early April. So, because there is like 9 in here, right? We got 9.
Yeah, I forgot.
So, yeah. So sign up March and early April. That's the idea. That's the second major assignment. Midterms are due today. So do your first and second major assignments. That's probably for the second midterm. When's our second midterm grade? Interim grades. So we'll do that there. Let's see if I don't want airplane mode. I want Wi-Fi. There we go. Now I got my iPhone. Oh, no internet.
Try to see if you connect.
You think it'll work? It is pretty bad though, you're right. Because there was some good things on. Heck, sometimes the internet saves. Like if you go back to an old video you were playing, it saves what you actually played. No. Don't you miss how to make an eco map already?
No, I just had to make one today.
Another one?
Yes, I'm using computer.
Really? So what is she, okay, how did she introduce that to you guys? Because that's a big part of HBSC.
I don't even know what we're doing.
Did you ever watch this video though? Would this be helpful for you? Or you're already done?
We already did
Okay.
it. But it was only for our family. I only have 4 people in my family. So.
Right. Okay. So this lady is the most thorough. Did she have anybody that showed what you're right?
I think
it
we
does-
did watch. We watched this video.
Oh, you did?
Mhm.
In Nikita's
No, in yours.
and
last
mine.
year.
You're right.
Oh,
Okay.
last semester.
Okay. So you understood. This one's the most thorough way that I've seen it. I feel like we're connected now.
I don't know why she only had us do family though. I guess because she wanted us to see that we're clients, see the relationships with their family.
Right. Yeah. That is interesting. She goes right back through eco maps and all of the above. So, well, the good news is no internet lets us stop at 30 out of 49 minutes, which is kind of nice. It's kind of a holiday anyway, isn't it? Is it a holiday? Not connected. No, that's not what I want. Oh, I turned on airplane mode. I did. That's bad. Now, if my hotspot is the winner takes all for this stupid internet, I'm gonna be very disappointed. It is. That's unfortunate. That I'm burning my own hotspot. Oh, okay. Holiday. I was saying it's probably for Catholics. What holiday is it? So Ash Wednesday was Wednesday. Did you have to do all these in school growing up then? Did And then every Friday, because I'm a vegetarian, not eating meat doesn't count. I've done that for 23 years.
Yeah.
So I do bread and water. So I'm sorry, it's not really a holiday. It's a day of fast for the next 40 days for me.
Yeah.
Tiona was asking. But I'm thinking, what are the next? We had President's Day. This week had Ash Wednesday, President's Day, and the first fries. So the fish fries kick off in our neighborhoods.
I'm coming.
Yeah, I know. That's,
Oh, maybe I should have my boyfriend take me. He lives in Cincinnati.
does he?
Yeah.
Which part is he in?
I don't know.
Okay. What did you say, the hood?
Probably the hood.
Well, which part though? I mean, I've lived in the hood too. It's
I'm
okay.
not sure. I don't really know.
And they do have some. We have quite a few Black Catholic churches. You know what I mean? Like it's because a lot of people are like, well, they didn't know that there's Black Catholic saints like St. Peter Claver and stuff. People don't know that, and I'm like, well, yeah, of course, because I guess maybe they think that it's only your traditional like Milwaukee Catholics that are German and Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually probably good for you, as you get the vitamin D. So he only comes up once a weekend. Does he go to school here too?
No, he used to.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully he comes to
Yeah.
take me to the city.
Fish fry.
Mm-hmm. I want some good fried fish because the fish in the cat. I had to tell him like,
It's nasty.
yeah,
it's
I'm like,
probably
man, this
nasty.
fish is nasty today.
And they're
He was
like,
I would.
oh, did they make it for Fish Friday today?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Every Friday we had fish.
Okay.
Fried fish. I was very disappointed. So I'm gonna try to convince him to convince his auntie to cook some fish. Cause I want some good fish.
Yeah, as you do have to go to a like straight up fish fry to get some of that.
And I've never been to a fish
Right. So these guys have a lot of options for leading in the here and now, and I wanted to show that, but oh, here it is. Okay, this one's interesting. We can at least, now that my freaking phone is the internet, I'll finish with a vision of group therapy. Maybe you've been in group stuff before, group therapy, maybe not, but it's always good to see if the internet provides what it would look like. Of course, it doesn't want to let me use it. You probably have to buy access to these. Dang it. They at least give you sometimes a just like a few minute clip just to. I thought that was on YouTube though. That's a bummer. Hello. Happy birthday. See, we can have a group birthday, can't we? We did first month we already did forming. Today we did forming, storming, norming. And before you guys lead your groups next month, I want to get into adjourning. So I was looking for examples on the internet. Our internet sucks, so we've spent more time looking through the internet than we have. That kind of puts us at a loss when you have crap like that happen. Do other teachers ever have problems with the internet?
Yeah, sometimes it's
She somehow works it out. Does she ever use the hotspot on her phone?
I don't know what she did.
Right. Well, today, oh yeah, there's that guy that looks like he's going to fall asleep. Here's a good one. Well, it's not. It's another one that I think you have to subscribe to. Yup. So see, once you guys graduate, you could create your own group, and you get to see what groups look like. That's sad.
Which one, Kroger?
A lot of, because like I told you, we got a bunch of that stuff in our office now for a food pantry type of thing going on. So I'm going to get you out of here with one. All right. This is the thing that you are using for One Circle Foundation, and like the boys council, that's what it was called for men, and then girls circle. So this is where you guys are going to be leading your groups from, and we'll call it a day from there. Then you get to go party for your birthday. Oh, are you 21? Oh, okay. So you got to make it like it's 21 all over again, right?
And it was warmer yesterday, so.
It was warmer. You're right. You are absolutely right about that.
Yeah, I just went to do yesterday. Today I would have sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you could have gotten like
Yeah, sick and like I didn't.
very sick.
I was just like, okay, I just go.
Yay, facilitator training. So this is what we are doing for you guys too. You would be facilitators. This is our training. If you do traditional groups, forming, storming, norming, and then adjourning. And we're using this manual. So if you can't access it to lead your group in the next few weeks, email me because you'll all be leading a group here in a minute. Don't get scared. It's not that scary. Nothing to be afraid of.
If I wanted to do mine like on sex education, would that be okay?
You could. Sure.
I forgot I really have to clear that up. Which I don't have an issue with.
Right.
Yeah, especially if you got.
Yeah. But if I like bring you my plan, you'll be like, yeah, this is good, or yeah, this is what you need.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I seriously want to break the internet on here sometime. There we go. Now that I closed every window available known to man. So here's your training manual, then we're done.
Out of the activities today, I just want to hear from a few of you. Which activities resonated with you the most?
It's all pixelated because the
I'm
internet
always
sucks.
looking for new ways to improve my work and make it more challenging and helpful, both more challenging for me as a counselor and more helpful to the youth I deal with. And I think this is the perfect model I could bring back and help you succeed in life. Because at times, we struggle to relate to these kids and get to them on an even level to figure out ways to help them.
When I first found out about this training, I was very excited because I always wanted to do girls circles. I kind of made my own curriculum, did my own research, but I never had a base for it. And I expected to get a lot of information to bring back to the girls, different tools that they could use. I didn't expect to find tools for myself in my personal life that are also going to help me be a better facilitator to these girls.
I came in really not knowing, but it was a great experience. What I found was that there were so many commonalities between what women and girls are going through, and we all share a lot of that, just based on being female in this society.
Kids we can work with. It's unfortunate, a lot of times we have coworkers, and we have to really challenge their thinking. And so that's what I'm committed to.
Some of the things are hard because we all have scars. And opening up those scars, leaves another wound.
Like, why
to
she
cover.
was
But when that wound is open and it's healed, that's a blessing. Because now you know those are about you. And if you know about you, you can help somebody else.
They could have had the group
Kids
going on
possessing
while
an
she.
answer, you just kind of need to help the kid explore it. I think it's very non-judgmental, and I think it really helps you to kind of monitor your own biases and judgments.
So MFT, that stands for Marriage and Family Therapist. So we're all the same licensing board. Counselor, social workers, marriage and family. It's CSWMFT in Ohio.
I think it's
Just so you
really
know.
helpful that you're creating a really safe space. The kids have a lot of authority figures in their life. By the time they get to treatment with me, they usually have probation or they're post-adjudicated, so they're in a treatment facility. So they have a lot of people telling them what to do, right? And I think it's a really great opportunity to help engage kids in increasing their critical thinking skills and also exploring the fact that choices and options are their friends. They usually tend to veer toward one option that's usually that puts themselves in harm's way. So I love the fact that it's very open and helping kids self-explore in a really safe, contained setting.
Kids struggle with a lot because they're labeled as kind of like the worst kids are because they deal with drugs, they deal with violence, they deal with abandonment, education, just a lot of issues that most people don't deal with.
Take that into a group, that kind of humanity, that kind of thing that we share, when you take that into a group of girls, it lets you sort of let everybody be who they are, say the things that they want to say.
I've learned that I don't always have to have the answers. It allows us to both be on the same field, figure things out together too. And I think
But I learned that I can still feel
She's whispering.
and I can spread my joy with people that I just met. And
Maybe the group's going on while they're interviewing.
the council for boys and young men is big, and I would recommend anyone in the field to just give it a try, give it a shot, because you'll be amazed what it can do for you, the people that you work with.
So I think this stuff works, so try it.
I would definitely recommend this training. I mean, I did the grant writing, I did the fighting for it, I did the long flight hours, I did the bar, and oh my God, I even got lost during lunchtime, maybe cried a little bit. I mean,
Grant
I'm
writing.
still like, wow, this was amazing. This is so good. Like, I would do this all over again. I'm very happy that I fought hard to be here because it was an experience like never before.
I love doing this. I love it. I love it. It's energy for me. But we can't just have these times and do nothing with it. You can't just stop here.
So that's like the training we had at Lighthouse when they got us prepped to run Boys Council or Girls Circle. I always forget what the boys one was called. So it's called Boys Council for some reason. And that's the manual you guys have to choose from. Pick your date of your group. I know you picked your date. I can't remember if you picked yours. Anytime in March, or if you really want to push it out, you can go early April. Some people like going the very last day humanly possible ever in the world that they can go. Any questions?
And I was sitting there thinking about questions too.
About life or general or licensure or graduating or graduate school or applying
Okay, so I
or
had a question.
yes.
So, like, most likely for my field practice, I'm gonna have to have a car, right?
There's 7 right now that don't have a car this semester.
How do they get there?
They go to Dr. Hunt's office.
And what does she do?
Or they take the green dot, or what's that crap that they take into Xenia from here?
Oh.
Yes, the green dot. Or you get you a little mountain bike.
Because it's like I want to intentionally choose my internship to do something that I'm actually interested in. I
Yes.
don't want to have to like restrict myself to just Xenia.
Right. So you would rather go. So Dr. Hunt is counseling here on campus.
Mm.
So we have 6 or 7 placed with her now. We could have some. If you did the Child and Family Services one, you could have the chance to
Because
get.
I kind of want to do the VA.
Oh yeah. Does Nikita have a setup with the VA right now too?
I don't know.
I think she does. Usually it is master's level work, but I'm pretty sure she's getting a hookup because they want to hire more folks from the HBCU. So
Look at this freaking, like, the fact that this floor is slanted is hilarious.
is it super slanted?
Yes.
I mean, the building was probably. Are you rolling?
I was rolling.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even gonna try to stop it. But yeah. Or I know Angel, do you know who Angel is?
Yeah.
Angel was like, she's doing her internship and like she worked with like teen moms and stuff.
Okay.
And I thought that was interesting too, but I probably would have to talk to her more about that.
Or the Women's Domestic Violence Shelter
Yeah.
in Xenia. That is in Xenia. So you do have options. You're right. It helps to have a car. I have done places where I've biked before. I know that's weird. I have biked to work. Not that
I guess I wouldn't mind doing it, but it just would depend on which semester I'm doing.
you would want to do it in the fall because it gets cold right around December 1st, and that would be. Do they have bikes on campus? We need to get bike access for stuff like that.
I'm embarrassed to say, but I don't know.
It's a bit of a challenge to learn, but once you learn, you never forget. Did you ever get the training wheels? You could ride one with the training wheels. Right.
But I just my dad was in Richmond, so I wasn't that.
So I'll be a bad dad if I don't teach my kids how to ride a bike.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I mean, that and where I was living at,
You're living at your dad's, not your mom's.
no, my mom and dad are like married.
Okay.
So I was in the house.
Right.
If he wasn't at work, it's like I couldn't just play outside.
That's actually what my wife kind of does with our kids.
I wouldn't know.
She's like, you can't go out until dad gets home. And they go insane. They're like bad. And so I'm recommending like, you might want to just take them outside when you can because let's see here.
Maybe I'm saying he couldn't come to class because he had to deal with some like financial aid.
Oh dear Lord, I hate that.
He said that they wasn't reporting that he's in school, to like the student loan people. So now they're trying to make him pay for it.
Ooh, who said he was absent? Is that usually how that? I didn't mark any of you guys. I'm gonna end this because this computer's gonna die. So any other questions? I don't know if I answered your one question.